Nice. Mic wasn't turned on. That's cool. Anyway, so real quick to quickly recap on everything that you didn't hear just then. Halloween, my favorite holiday. Even though my makeup is trash, my Halloween spirit is very much intact. And today we are going to be playing in the Arena Open for standard best of 3. And I figured since I couldn't come up with a Halloween special, I would live stream this. So for those of you who are watching, if anybody is currently here, I just want to say thank you. Go ahead and get rid of some of this. All right, so now I think I have it all set up. So sorry about the delay. Anyway, so today we're going to be playing in the Arena Open, and I'm going to be building a Urian deck from scratch. So this is something that I know not everybody particularly likes. Nobody likes Urian. At least I don't, but there are plenty of people out there that do. And to be honest, it's just one of the best cards in the format. So we're going to be building a Esper control mill version of Urian. So, let's see, we'll play some Skyclave Apparition as well. All 4 to be exact. We can get some Birth of Meletis action. What's another good one? It's another good card to play. Well, this is it. This is the entire deck. This is all we need, really. Let's actually go ahead and get the mana base situated. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these basics. I don't know why Arena wants to have the auto land tool just fill the space with garbage lands instead of the ones that we like to use. What's another good land? So Castle Ardenvale is probably good for this matchup. This gains 2 life. That's not terrible. Probably get away with playing 2 copies of that. It's a land if we need it to be. We'll definitely play 2 of these. Glass Mimic doesn't seem bad. We might actually get away with playing just 2 copies of that. Seagate Restoration, sure. In a Castle Locked-Wing, we might get away with playing. I'll go back through and make the adjustments later on. We'll get the temples in here. We'll get the blue-black pathways and the black-white pathways in here. Probably play 1 temple, it's fine. Play 1 of each of those. We could also play the Savai Triumph or the Roberans Triumph. To be honest, I don't really feel like playing those. So now that I have a black card in the deck, I can turn the auto land tool back on. That's starting to look a little bit better. So what else do we want? What else do we want? We definitely want Banishing Light, right? All 4 copies of Banishing Light. We probably want Glass Casket. It's at least 2. There's at least a 2 of. All 4 copies of Shatter the Sky. Can play the Emigre's Call too. So why not? So if I play Giant, I can play 2 copies of Realm Cloak Giant, maybe. What other good like ETB effects are there? There's Charming Prince. Play the 2 copies that we have. Elspeth Conquers Death probably seems like a 4 of. So we need to adjust the lands. I should go down to 1 castle. Ardenvale, keep the 2 castle locked lane. Seems better. Alright, so the Autoland took out swamps. So go ahead and re-add those back in. And we are playing an 80 card deck. So I'm probably going to want to play like 30 lands total. Bump this up, bump that up, bump this up, bump that up. Puts us at 29. And we're mostly white, so we can go ahead and play like that. Actually, I'll go down 2 of these. Get ourselves some Fabled Passage in there. So now we have 30 lands. And all I have to do is make 1 single cut. Just kidding. We're definitely going to be tweaking this, but I might as well get that in there too. Get the Blood Chief's Thirst. Nice. We'll play it as 4, actually. What else can we get away with? Oh, wait a minute. Into the story. Alright, so this is actually going to change drastically. Get our into the story. And we can... Ooh. Ground on the lock. We definitely need that. Play that as a 4 of as well. So now that I've made all these crazy adjustments, let me go back through and kind of see what we're working with. I mean, we actually are playing. I'll move this over here. We are playing quite a few spell lands now, so I might be able to trim up a little bit. I don't particularly want to, but so 4, 6, 8, 10. So we can actually go down like 4 lands actually. Go down like that. Should go down the Temple of the Sea. I don't think we need that. Still need to make 10 more cuts though. I get away with like 2 Blood Chief's Thirst. I think we still need all 4 Drown on the Lock. Vanishing Light's fine. I think we need all 4. We could probably go down like a copy of Elspeth Conquers Death. And the more I look at that card, the less I like it. We are pretty heavy on the 3-drop slot, so I might actually go down to Omen of the Sun. I like the Skyclave Apparition more so. So we're like virtually not in black at all. So this doesn't actually need to be there. This is probably going to go back into these lands and adjust them really fast. We are mostly blue-white, for sure. Go up a couple of those. We're at 26 lands. Plus all the duels. I think we go up to 28, so we still have 5 more cuts to make. I go down a Banishing Light. Go down a Birth of Miletus. Maludus. Maybe like 1 Urian. I think we need all 4. So how's that look so far? And that looks pretty good. Now we need to worry about the sideboard. We still have all those cuts to make. Alright, so we definitely want all the mystical disputes. get ourselves. Ooh, no, what am I doing? Get that out of here. That goes in the sideboard. What did I do with it? That's so frustrating. Alright, so we have. Okay, so just kick them all out of the deck. That's fine. Really trying to think of what are like some of the best sideboard options that we have. Probably go to more Glass Cascade if we're going up against an aggro matchup. None of this seems super relevant. Seems good against control. I mean, I guess like we just go up negates. Seems fine. Use that up against the mill matchup. I guess gives us some more reach. Jace is good against that too, against the control. Still gonna go back and change some of this as well. Might bring in the Sharknado. Dance of the Mance doesn't actually seem bad either. In the main board. How many enchantments are we playing? 19. It's a decent amount. We could get away with playing this as like a 2 of. Dream Trawler's not bad either. This could just like win games on its own. We're gonna try the Dance of the Mance in the main board. But going back into the sideboard to just tweak this up really fast. Go down one copy here, one copy here. Go down one there. But you go down to 2 Shark Typhoons, and the Sweet Oblivion is probably not relevant. With the Dance of the Mance in the deck, we still have 4 cuts to make. I think we don't need the Glass Pullman mix. Go back down to 1 to 2 copies at birth. And we'll just run an 81 card list. Honestly, I think this is fine. So, this is a deck, real quick. It is a Urine control deck. Essentially, what we're trying to do is keep our opponent's creatures off the board wiping, exiling all of their permanents, and then we want to stick a Teferi Tutelage to be able to mill them, and then just accrue a bunch of advantage over the course of the game by drawing cards with Moment of the Sea, Into the Story, the Teferi Tutelage, and just using all of those effects to mill our opponent. And then to back that up, we have some removal and counterspell interaction with Drown in the Lock. We also have Bloodchief's Thirst for some early interaction, Glass Casket. Then we have things that hit all non-land permanents with Banishing Light and Skyclave Apparition. These are going to be our ways to deal with things other than creatures. Urian being able to rebuy on all the effects. I might actually go down 1 copy of Realmcloaked Giant, for 1 copy of Elspeth Conquers Death. I don't think we need 4 board wipes altogether, and we can side those out. So anyway, this is the list that I'm going to use for the Arena Open, and we're going to take this in and see how we do. And not change your list after. So wish me luck. Take a sip of my beer. All right, so get the preview. Our opponent is on the play, and we have a bunch of lands with really nothing to do with it. So I think it's just fine. We can just find resources. Up against Shazam. Played up against this player before. I probably just pulled some makeup off my lips, whatever. Wearing this makeup was a terrible idea to begin with. So we'll play this for an island. Pass it up. Okay, up against blue-white or blue-black ourselves. So play this for the white, and I'll just pass it up. Our opponent's probably holding up something. I just want Omen of the Sea. Don't think we need both of those. We have a lot of lands already. Birth of Melodus is fine. Undo Inversion. Do I want to hold on to this? I mean, it costs 8 mana. We have one more. We do have other copies in the deck too, so I mean there is that. Yeah, I think I'll just play this tapped. Get the birth down. Still a few turns away from Urian, but that's okay. We can start setting up. Glass Casket does not hit Solemn. Vanishing Light would, though. If I were to go that route. So didn't play the black, which I don't think matters right this minute. Yeah, alright, so we're just going to hold up the Omen of the Sea, or Omen of the Sun, until our opponent's end step. Right, another Solemn for our opponent. Let's go ahead and just jump, I guess. I don't know. Flash in our Omen of the Sun. I don't know what our opponent's playing. It's like they're playing Esper, but Esper artifacts, I guess. Alright, so I feel like the setup here is buying the Urian. We'll just play our Charming Prince, and we'll scry. Set up our draw. Both being very good cards. I like them both. I'll keep them. No attacks. Well, our opponent shattered. It is unfortunate, but that's okay. Ooh, Giant Lock's not bad. We'll play this. Keep the black open. Opponent's most likely holding up a counter spell. So just gonna pass it up. Yep. Good news is they have the midnight clock before we start actually getting our mill plan into play. Alright, so our Adrenaline Lock does not counter that. And that's kind of a bummer, actually. It's super annoying. Yep. Okay, so we're going to grab the black. The one and only swamp. Dance is good, but we don't have much of anything worth bringing back right now. Alright, let's play the Urian. See what happens. Opponent does not counter. Skyclave Apparition's not bad. Doesn't hit the... No, neither of these are really relevant. The Skyclave Apparition would have been helpful to exile the Midnight Clock before it popped off, but that's irrelevant. Their opponent's pitching everything they got. They have 42 cards left in their library, so this game is like only just beginning to start for us now. They are drawing an astronomical amount of cards. I mean, yeah, I guess we don't really want to spend a counterspell on that. I can't even counter anyway, actually. They have no cards in their graveyard. Okay. Are you kidding me? One card. So stupid. Okay. Alright. So I guess our opponent's plan is to just one-shot us with a Dream Trawler. Yep. Okay. I love drawing lands. Super swell. This sucks. We can't do anything. I guess we try to draw some more cards. No attacks, doesn't even matter. God, how many lands? How many lands? All of them. It's like 6 lands in a row. What the heck? Some BS. Well, I actually have enough mana to counter it this time. Assuming our opponent doesn't have a follow-up. Sure. Really need to draw a shatter this guy here. I'm gonna put a stop on our upkeep. This is ridiculous. I'm drawing way too many lands. I'm gonna sack this and there's gonna be 2 lands on top. I'm gonna scry them to the bottom and then I'm gonna draw a land. Wow, technically I was right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have enough mana to play this yet. I mean, that would be really good here, but can't afford to take it. And it was a land. Alright, Arena. Shuffler's just fine. So, our opponent's plan is to Dream Trawler us to death. We're going to bring in our Mystical Disputes. Bring our Sharknado and our Jace. Don't think we need the Glass Caskets. Don't think we need that. Good, no one turn on the lock. One Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, this face paint stuff is really starting to cringe a little bit. Why is it? It's a little bit delayed. This makeup is awful. Don't know what I was thinking. Here's the hoping we even get into the second game of this tournament. Guy's kicking my ass. I'm gonna play. And this hand seems okay, but it's a little sketchy. Yeah, I'm gonna be greedy and try it. Probably gonna punish me though. Let's go ahead and get that and play tapped. I'm taking this thing off too. This little bone collar's choking me. Alright. This opponent has 1 card in grave. We're still not going to be countering anything. And we have double white stuff in our hand, so I probably need this. This is where I don't draw land. Alright. Good game. Plus side is we get to counter that. Thank the Lord. Opponent with 2 cards in their grave. Drawing the Luck's not going to hit it. The Skyclave Apparition is going to help, though. I think we just buy Urian this turn, since we're not going to be doing anything else with the mana. Mana base is a little awkward. Really need some dual lands to start showing up. Tormod's Crypt as a counter to my Drown the Luck. Omen is fine. Guess. I play the Skyclave Apparition. Nah, I think I just hold this up. Found 2 shatters already this game. Couldn't even find 1 last game. Yep. Feel good about that? Feel good about what you did? Took Urian. Whoa, buddy. Well, opponent knows what we have in our hands, so. Well, it's up to them. If they want to play into this counter spell or try to play around it. We need to fill the graveyard up a little bit more. There's Dream Trawler. I don't know why they're running it out. We're just gonna wipe though. So let's just go ahead and do that. I don't want to have any part of that. Not this time. We're just gonna kill it again. Not letting my opponent stick this Dream Trawler. That's fine. Now we're drawing the locks are online. We might be able to keep this deck this game in check. Double blue. I'll play the Charming Prince. Set up my draws. So that way I can hold up the Drown in the Lock. Both are really good. Both are fantastic draws. We need a land though. Damn. Damn. I guess we don't take the Shark Typhoon. Don't want to like not have the counterspell in case, you know, like for whatever reason, they go to play something. Try to play around it a little bit. Opponent's still milling themselves out for us, which is great. It's Midnight Clock. Gotta counter that. Not gonna block. Fair tutelage is good. So play it, draw, try to find a land. Keep up the mana for Drown the Lock. Ooh, found a Urian though. Oh. Just trying to think the Skyclave Apparition's not really worth it. We're gonna counter this. See if he wants to Tormod's Crypt himself. No. That's kind of what I figured he was playing it for. Be able to just nuke his graveyard in response to the counter, but I guess not. We'll start getting in. We're not blocking with his Charming Prince ever. And their hand staying consistently full. There's the Midnight Clock. Opponent either has that or the Dream Trawler, and both seem to be very effective against us. Kind of frustrating, really. Alright, so I need to try to mill our opponent before this clock can go off. Since we don't have a counter spell anymore, I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to nuke it. Elspeth Conquers Death. Yep. Don't want you shuffling your grave, sir. No way, no how. Not now, not never. So, for anybody who is just joining or is currently in the channel or in the stream, thank you for watching. It means a lot. I appreciate it. This is my first stream ever, so I apologize if the quality is a little rough and, you know, I'm very awkward. I'm very not so social as far as being very popular, or not popular, being very entertaining. It's easier to do it with a video editing software. I can just do cuts and stuff to make myself seem more interesting than I actually am. But when it comes to doing this in person, on live stream. So we're gonna go ahead and attack for 2. If our opponent doesn't have a counterspell, this Urian is gonna get us a lot of value. My roommate's in the background dying. Alright, so yeah, I mean that's fair. Opponent dire tactics my Urian so I can't get the loop started with the Charming Prince, which is fine. Exile that, scry 2. Kind of like both of those. And we're still milling our opponent down. I'll discard the Jace. Does the least here. I don't know why our opponent scried first. So he shame scooped. I should see something. You know what? Negate's probably pretty relevant. I think I go down another Drown in the Lock because well, actually, we'll keep that too. We just need to find more ways to put cards in our opponent's graveyard. So this is actually relevant. And I mean, everything else, honestly, we really want. I don't think we want to get rid of. I think I can stay down 2 copies around the lock. I'd rather have. What? What? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Decks cannot have more than 15 cards in the sideboard. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How does that even make sense? Whatever, we're gonna bring in the Elspeth. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait, I guess because of Urian? Even still? Whatever. Math, am I right? This is fine, we're gonna keep because we have a lot of interaction. Hold up the Mystical Dispute right off the bat. Must be nice. Alright. It's a bummer. Yeah, I'm definitely countering that though. You're not. I mean, I know they're drawing that out of me on purpose, but that's like it's like one of my least favorite cards in this matchup. I think Midnight Clock just being awkwardly really good here. See what our opponent wants to take, I guess. Sure. Shatter's not bad. I mean, to be honest, I don't think we want either of those right now, though. Don't need that either. Oh, this feels bad. Nothing from our opponent. I'm going to scry, try to find some lands. This is awful. Come on. Like, seriously, though? Not even necessary. Let's play this out, whatever. Well, there's a 2-2. Have fun dealing with it. Sure. Okay. It's putting us down to 3. There's the black mana. Doesn't help us just yet. Do I need this? Probably. We have nothing worth bringing back, really. I mean, whatever. I'll bring back. Target up to 1 artifact or non-aura enchantment card with converted mana cost X. Oh. Alright, so basically we're just paying a 4 mana Omen of the Sea. Under the sea. Down where it's better. Something wetter. Dun 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 dun. So we don't have the double blue yet, so these aren't helpful at all. Still not very helpful. Probably gonna lose this game. A little frustrating. Aye. Fire Urian. Hold up the Drown the Lock. to either counter whatever the discard spell is or kill the shark. Opponent has 6 cards in grave, so I'm gonna take this damage and see if they. No, they're not gonna play a Dream Trawler. Sucks. Don't need that. Do need that. Slow-mo Island. I know my opponent's just going to be holding up a counterspell of some form. Still going to take the 3. Let's try to draw some cards. I don't know why the auto tapper wanted to use the blue there. It's fine though. I have Drown the Lock and I have Mystical Dispute, so whichever one I decide to fire off, I guess. Opponent likes what they see. The opponent with 5 mana. I think we counter this. We're at grave now. 1. It's 1. Well, I mean, play this down. Could make a 4/4 Omen of the Sea. Alright. Let's play the Elspeth Conquers Death. Just have it set up. Okay. It makes her Dance of the Manse a little bit better. So I'm okay with that. Land. We just play a Urian. We'll start planning for the beatdown plan. Here's the Dream Trawler, and the opponent has the mana to back it up. How do we beat this? So we have the ECD. I think I do try to go for that. I still have Mystical Dispute mana. I'm just thinking about whether or not to keep it, I guess. Or deciding on what to discard. It's probably a tough pick. Pick another Banishing Light. Seems fine. Opponent discards the Dire Tactics. The Dream Trawler, that's nice. Yep. Well, opponent, you are staring down all of the responses I could possibly have. Arian is the pick. Opponent's going in for the offensive. Can I afford to not take? Well, no, I have to. I have to block because if they have any draw spell and instant speed, I would just be dead. Alright, so first we're going to get in. Then we're going to Banishing Light, see if our opponent wants to discard a card to it, and if they do, then we'll Shadow this guy. Sure. Yeah. Pretty much have to. Play this, their Charming Prince. I'll scry 2. Set up my following draws. That's not good, but Shark Typhoon is amazing. Shark Typhoon is the perfect way to close out this game. Okay, so was our opponent's draw a land? Was that their draw for the turn? Alright, so we just passed. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can make a 9/9 shark at the end step. Oh, whoops. Forgot about attacking, but that's fine. Would have had lethal, probably. This is hilarious, because they're going to attack in with their 8/8 shark, and we're going to block with our 9/9 shark. Seems pretty good. So opponent tries to get in for the Xaxes. See if they have any form of interaction. Ooh, they're digging. They're searching. Please don't have it. Please don't have it, opponent. Please. Yes. Yes. Lets me have this one. Cool. Alright, so. Ooh, we got free reign to get in. I like this. So, I mean, they could make another shark. Or they could just be dead. They might honestly just be dead. Scry's 2 to the bottom. Dang, 2 top. They're both that good. This is such a close game. Our opponent would be down to 1 right now if I attacked with the Charming Prince the other turn. So what do they copy? Is it kicked? It is kicked, right? So I'll just pay this. Our opponent wants to count or pay the 3, that's fine. But then that shuts off their mana a little bit. They have three mana to play a spell now. Yeah, good enough. Opponent hit me with the oops because he's such a swell gentleman. Just fine, because I'm still just going to beat you down with a Skyclave Apparition for game. I'll just give him a little smoochy smooch. When it gets their midnight clock. I like both of these. Hit him with the oops. Is this enough? Come on, opponent, what do you got? Ooh, target player gains twice X life. Okay. So resets the game, but only sort of. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Alright, opponent, your life total is reset, but you have nothing going on. Come on! The perfect draw. That's fine, though. I mean, we have Banishing Light, so that's cool. Opponent with no cards on hand. Both to the bottom. I think we want to keep everything we have in play. Go ahead and Banishing Light the Dream Trawler. Keep the planes in our hand to bluff having something. This is it. Final stretch. Oh, that's a really good draw for them. Everything costs a bunch, though. Solemn does stuff. What can I get back? I can get back the Urian. Can get back the Urian and the Skyclave Apparition. Or the Skyclave Apparition, I mean. I think we just get back the Urian. This Banishing Light that didn't have a target now does. Makes that a lot better. And I'll just play this just to get rid of the Solemn. Still keeping the land as a bluff, and we're going to gain some of our life back. Hit him with the oops again, just to really send a message. No matter what they play, we're just going to counter it. Yep, I'll just go ahead and counter it. Hit him with the oops one more time. Good game. Good game, opponent. Whew. All right, so that's 1 down, 3 to go. You only get what, 1 chance? Yeah, you get 1 chance. All right, so I have 1 win, 3 more games to go. I'm going to go grab a beer and go to the bathroom. So I will be back in like 2 minutes. Thanks again for who was all here, by the way. Means a lot. So again, be right back. I have returned. I am now hydrated, to say the least. Ooh, so live chat. Yeet! I've been in my cow costume all day. So wait, let's see. I don't know why I'm typing. Why am I typing into the chat? I can just talk to you guys. Yeah, so this is the Arena Open. I'm pretty excited that you were a cow all day today. Wapatapa, that's hilarious. At Ray Noble, thank you for the hollow stream. Congratulations, whatever. Don't listen to me. I've had a few of these, so. Oh, actually, I need to go grab a beer or a can opener. Bottle opener, I mean. Jeez. How many of these did I have? many. One too many. So, like, yeah, so this is the Arena Open. For those who are just now joining or may not have seen the first game, the first matchup was Esper, and we are playing Esper, so it was an Esper mirror match. Except our opponent wasn't playing Urian, they were just playing Esper good stuff like Dream Trawler, draw a bunch of cards, and just try to get the beats down that way. We were able to thankfully close that game up, so it was pretty intense. I'm hoping that we stay away from Control and Urian in general. I think Urian is just obviously better suited against small mid-range decks, fair decks, small aggro-based decks, depending on our hand, and if we have like the right resources, like our board wipes and our removal and things like that. But yeah, so this is the Arena Open. I chose the best of 3 version instead of best of 1 because honestly, as much as I love best of 1, I don't like the fact that sometimes you just get got by like whatever matchup is your worst matchup, and it's best of 1, so you can't do anything about it. I do believe the best of 1 version has more than 1 loss. Yeah, you get up to 3 defeats in the best of 1 version out of 7 games. So like it's a little bit more fair, I guess, in that aspect. But the best of 3, you only have to win 4 games. So it kind of balances out. 7 in the best of 1 versus technically 8 in a best of 3. So I just like having the sideboard access just so that way you can get more chances. So anyway, for anybody who hasn't seen the deck list itself, this is the deck that I submitted. I can't change it, though I wish I could. There's a few cards in here that I put in here just because, to be honest, I didn't know what else to put in the deck. I made it on a whim. And so like so far the Drowning Locks have been super awkward because we have virtually no ways of milling our opponent until turn 3. I should have probably played this more aggressively with the mill. Like I could have played Crab, could have played Maddening Cacophony or something. I stuck with the Fairy's Tutelage, but all 4 copies just because since we're playing a long game, we can blink this as well as like our Omen of the Seas, and we have some Seagate restorations and all 4 Into the Stories. So like I figured that was just a pretty solid game plan, especially with the Urian package just like built into it with like Omen of the Sun and Omen of the Sea, Birth of Melodius to get some more lands, you know, just blinking your ECDs so you can get the exile effect again. Everything seems pretty good. So far, like Ondu Inversion came up once where I could have used it, but it cost too much mana, so it was a little awkward there. I don't have any more copies of Charming Prince, otherwise I'd play all 4. If I was playing the Selesnya version with like Vivian to be able to like search up Charming Prince when you cast the Urian or whatever, like that's when I feel like you can get away with playing 2. You probably want all 4 copies in a Urian deck if you have them. I just didn't have them. I'm playing a few copies of Skyclave Cleric to just kind of test it, just because it gains some life. It's a land if you need it to. You can blink it. It's got an okay body that you know, I guess is okay against aggro. Glass Casket just gets us there a little bit more. So this is our sideboard. We have a few copies of Soul Guide Lantern for graveyard-based strategies. You know, Croxa, anything with Escape. Shuts off Dance of the Mance. I don't know if Doom Foretold is going to be a popular deck in today's tournament or whatever, but, you know. 1 copy of Glass Casket. 2 copies of Negate for the control matchup. A copy of Jace. Again, more for, like, the control matchup, just, like, longer games. Things, you know, if we know it's going to go a long game, this is a decent card to find resources. All 3 Mystical Dispute, again, against the control matchup or any blue-based deck in general. Just in the last game, I had to counter our opponent's Midnight Clock a few times because if I had let that resolve, that would have probably been enough to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Midnight Clock is just good. The whole last game I had a fight between countering that or Dream Trawler and just kind of like keeping both of those off the battlefield because Midnight Clock is just like low-key really good against this deck, being able to shuffle their graves, so like our milling is virtually worthless. But there's that. 2 copies of Pestilent Haze to be able to deal with our opponent's small ball creatures like Scootsworm combo, any like mono red, any Gruul deck, any creatures in the Gruul deck that haven't gotten any counters placed on them and stuff, you know, deals with all that. a copy of Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, just because if we're going up against the mill matchup, we have something we can bring in. If we're going up against a control matchup or some long game, we can bring this in as well, just because we know it's going to go that long. We have a few copies of Shark Typhoon to also go up against the control matchup, and that is the deck. So, again, so for those who haven't seen it or just now getting in, this is the deck list that I've submitted, and we're going to hop back into these games now that I have a beer in me. But first, I'm going to check the chat one more time. Shrim Bingler says chug. Oh, buddy. All right, man. Well, I only got 2 beers left, so I guess I'll chug this one. Cheers. I don't know if you can actually see that that's empty, but anyway. At Shrim Bingler. Salute, my friend. So I'm going to take this off the screen. Can't see the chat right this minute. So I don't have my dual screen setup going on just yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, so anyway, to all the people that are currently viewing, thanks for viewing. It means a lot. See if we can get at least like 5 to 10 viewers by the time this is over. That would be pretty exciting. So we have 3. And this hand's not terrible. The Drowning Lock could be better, but I do like having technically 3 lands. I'll play this one first. Seagate Restoration, I can at least pay the 3 to bring in untapped. Guess I'll play this for the black. I could have played the Seagate Restoration there, actually. Probably should have did that. Would have made more sense to save myself the 3 life. My opponent doesn't have anything to play. It's perfectly fine with me. So I paid the 3 life this time because I didn't plan for it. Didn't tap out correctly. Bone Crusher Giant. I don't know why I decided to hold up the Drowning Lock. They don't have any cards in their graveyard. I also just messed up my paint. They don't have any cards in their graveyard. So, like, this is what I mean. Drowning Lock is just kind of awkward. I really wish I didn't submit that in the list. Probably would have been better to play as maybe a 2 of. But we need more ways to mill in this list. Yep. Opponent's got the dude. Go ahead and make some guys gain some life. Well, it's not terrible. I don't particularly want to shatter just yet, though. Or do I? Do I? No, I think I'll just buy Urian, honestly. I can save the 1/1s for chump blockers, let him commit to the board a little bit more, and then fire off the Shatter or the Realm Click Giant. I don't know if this is Gruul Adventures or if it's Teamer Adventures, but we'll find out. This is another deck I considered actually submitting for the event, because it's a very fast deck, like the Gruul Landfall deck. It's pretty aggressive. It gets under a lot of decks. Doesn't have a very good late game though, which is perfect for us because we have a fantastic late game. If we can just get there, that's the only thing. We have to get there. Opponent played their Edgewall Innkeeper, so yeah, pretty much have to fire this. They're gonna get the draw, but that's okay. We don't want them to have their Edgewall Innkeeper in play. 1 second. Sorry about that. It's getting a little chilly. So I'm gonna put on my hoodie. What happened? We have a questing beast. Oh wow, dang. That was my turn. It's alright, we're gonna have to take this beating anyway. There's really nothing else I could have done. Finding my land kind of sucks. God, this paint. Yep. Down to 7. I can counter this. Yeah, it's whenever you cast. So I'll counter this, and then if he wants to play the Bone Crusher Giant anyway, just to put pressure, hopefully I bank into a land, and then I can destroy. Oh, that's not going to destroy the Bone Crusher. No, Secret Tech. Secret Tech, no. Alright, this is getting sideboarded out. Not keeping that. No. Woo! Ooh, that's a good one. Alright, so if they draw into another questing beast, though, then we're kind of just like up Shit's Creek. Alright, so what you got, opponent? What you got? Show me what you got. Alright, so they got Brushfire, Elemental, with an Evolving Wilds, of course. The absolute clutch follow-up. Always with the fetch land, whether it's Fabled or Evolving Wilds, always got it. They always have it. Down to 2. We are dead to a shock. We are dead to a lot of things. There's the land we needed. Like a player Urian, blink our Omen in the Sea, and that might be enough to bring us back if they just don't kill us. Never mind, they killed us. Alright, so they killed us. Getting rid of this. I'm doing it, I can't. So, base is a mess. I still want to get this set up. Glass Casket, we're probably going to want Pestilent Haze. That's pretty much all. Go down 1 copy, drown in the lock. Go down the Dance of the Man, so I don't think we need that as a combo. I'm gonna finish wiping my face real quick and then hit OK. All right. This is the best I got. Get rid of this. Be honest, kind of annoying. Don't recommend this makeup from Walmart. It's not quality at all. So we're gonna. Do we keep this hand? We have a lot of means of drawing into stuff, but I don't know. A little bit better. This is a pretty aggressive matchup, so let's go down the double blue. Yeah. Temple of Enlightenment. Glass Casket's not a bad draw for us either. I probably want to keep it just because it's removal. There's the edge wall. There he is, Mr. Deadwall Innkeeper. You go on, man. Get out of here. Go on, get. Go on now. Go on now, say get. You ain't allowed around here no more. Cheers to everyone and happy Halloween. Thanks for joining me on my Hollow stream. I don't know if I can even like drink. Am I allowed to drink on stream? Am I allowed to do that? Let me know down in the comments below if I'm just like making a horrible mistake. Alright, so this brush fire boy is going to deal a lot of damage, but I'm going to play Teferi's Tutelage so I can get this mill down. Ooh, what do we want to discard? None of this, really. Shit. I guess we discard the Urian because we can just get our Urian. Ooh, we hit a great hinge. Okay, so we take the 3. What else does our opponent have? The Tutelage is cool, but kind of want a board wipe. We didn't find a land either, which kind of sucks. Really sets us back a little bit. I could Omen of the Sea, find us a land. Has to be an island for the Drown in the Lock. Or I could just pass it up, counter their Questing Beast if they have one, or their Lovestruck Beast. Then it doesn't help me find a land, so that kind of keeps me dead in water. Yeah, I pretty much have to do this, right? Oh, come on, untapped island. That counts. Never punished, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are never punished. I'm gonna take the blue. Gonna hold that up. And yeah, sure, we're gonna take some damage here, but on the bright side, if they have a Questing Beast, we can counter it. And I love countering Questing Beast. One of my favorite things to do. Well, I mean, do we let them have that? I mean, our game plan is to mill them. That is kind of how we win. So, I mean, them having them having their Edgewall Innkeepers for a turn isn't really going to matter. Sure. So they get that back. They can cast their Lovestruck Beast, which is probably what they're going to do. And they'll draw 2 cards. Yeah, sure. Now the only issue is if we don't draw a board wipe, then we're not in good shape. So do we counter this? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, never punished. The wise words of damn, what's his name? Original MTG. Wise words, man. Yeah, so we're gonna Adrenaline lock the Brushfire Elemental. It doesn't seem correct, but now we're facing down a lot of damage. So we play our Teferi's Tutelage first. If we can find an untapped land that's not Seagate Restoration, we'll play that. It's not. Okay. Alright, as much as I like Banishing Light, I'm going to discard it. So I'll play this, pay the 3. Doesn't feel great, because if they have a Bone Crusher Giant, then that kind of really sucks, but ECD doesn't do it for us either. We need to find a board wipe. We're not milling them fast enough for that clock to be relevant. We need to board wipe them. So we need to find a Shatter the Sky or whatever, Cast Off, I think. The board wipe version of Rumcloak Giant. I mean, this could just be an Embercleave. Like, are they playing Embercleave? It is Gruul Adventures, so probably. So I mean, I can block the Edgewall Innkeeper, and then I'd be taking 7, going down to 6, or 4. I mean, sorry, I'll be going down to 4, or I can block the Bone Crusher Giant, go down to 8, assuming that they don't have the Embercleave. I mean, if they have it, we're pretty much dead anyway, right? So there it is. Ooh. Yep. Well, GG, everybody. That was a quick in and out of that tournament. That really sucks. Got a lot of adventures. I mean, to be fair, I didn't really go into this very prepared. I threw this deck together in like literal minutes. Didn't even test it or anything. So, I guess if I were to have to make the changes, these will probably just be gone. These will stay, but I'll have to figure that out. That'll go down to 1. That's gone completely. Vanishing Light goes up. Omen of the Sun goes up. Earth Miletus goes up, I guess. And then the lands. So Clearwater Pathway. I think we could go down 2 of these. Go back up the Temple. If I had all 4, I would play them. I just don't have them. So I could play the Triomes. Triomes don't seem terrible. Sagoth. Program, whatever, for another 31 lands. That's a lot of lands. So we'll go down to plains, go down 2 plains, go down 3 plains. Now 28. Yeah, so if you guys want to check this particular deck out, I can export it, leave the deck list in the description. Once this stream is finalized, and yeah, you know what? Screw it. I mean, since we got kicked out of the tournament pretty quick, we'll do traditional standard. We'll play one more best of 3, and we'll play with the new and improved iteration of the deck. Alright, so we're on the play. Double tap land kind of sucks. Still gonna keep it though. I'll play the Temple of Enlightenment, scry 1, try to find our 3rd land. It's just another tap land, okay. I mean, I guess since that comes untapped, we can play the Ondu Inversion first. And we could get lucky, draw into an untapped third untapped source or whatever. Be in much better shape. Shadow the Sky, not great for us. So we will main phase Omen of the Sea. Under the sea, down where it's better, something up better, dun 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 dun. Boo-doo. Either of those are lands we need. Scry that down. Yeah, we'll get the black source that we need past that, and then on our next turn, we'll have the Field Passage on standby. We start doing stuff. So, since I'm still on the stream, if there's anybody that's still currently in this, we have 3 viewers. Not terrible. So, is there anything you guys want to see? Like, do you want me to just end this after this best of 3? Do you want me to play a different deck? Do you want me to build a deck on the stream? I'm down for any of this. Hope everybody's Halloween was fun and safe. All their kids and nieces and nephews and all got candy. Me myself, I have not had any candy. I've had some treats though of my own, but definitely no candy. We'll play the Field Passage. I don't know what our opponent's doing. Is this Sultai? Just Sultai control? Just Sultai control. Alright, so I mean we could just pass. I mean I could play the Skyclave Apparition. There's really no point committing to the board. We have no idea what we're up against. Maze Mind Tome for our opponent. They're gonna be scrying. They're gonna be scrying, everybody. Getting them cards. Do we? Nah, we don't sack our Omen of the Sun. That's fine. This is cool. We'll take that. Do they have a counterspell? They do not. So I have no idea what we're up against. So I really don't know what to discard here. I guess I'll discard the Bloodchief's Thirst. We have a bunch of exile effects all the way up the curve. 3 to 4 to 3 and up. You know, so let's get rid of that. I want to hold on to the end of the story because they're very close to having enough cards in their graveyard. Well, not really. They're not close at all. They only have 3. But we're milling them. That's all that matters. You get to set up better this way. What are they doing? I'm expecting to like see a see an Ugin. I would expect an Ugin in this game. Seems likely. Still my turn. Pass it up. Down to they're up to 5 cards in their grave. Still a little bit of a ways to getting everything we need for into the story, so I guess we'll buy Urian. This is a very awkward game. Just draw go between me and my opponent. Alright, frantic inventory for our opponents, cool. They get to draw 1 card? Is this one? Yeah. Okay, now they're drawing 2. That means that for 4 mana they're drawing 3 cards. Decent rate. The next 2 are going to be way better though. Way better. Turn. Mill our opponent down to 36. We'll be down to 36. Even higher than that. I mean, that's fine, dude. You're just milling yourself out. It's helping me way more than you know. So our Into the Stories are turned on, which is cool. I can start firing those off on our opponent's end steps. Cool, so we drew land. I mean, this is an awkward game. To be honest, I don't have to do anything. I just have to draw some cards. That's it. So, that is what I'll do. I will draw some cards. Opponent seems like they might draw a card themselves. Yep, opponent's gonna draw. Opponent up to. Like, I literally have no idea what this deck even does. Shark Typhoon? Okay, so there's one win count. There's a Shark Typhoon. What else do they do? Draw a bunch of cards. Grab a bunch of instants. The Seagate Restoration is actually enough to win us the game. If it resolves. So Lundy Vision, what are you looking for? They have a lot of cards in their hand. Okay, kill spell. Do they have a counter spell? That's the real question. 2, 4, 6, 8. So they're gonna be milling 8 cards now. So they're down to 20, 22. Yeah, they're down to 22. And then if we... Alright, so it's my turn. I'll go ahead and sack this now. We have the 3rd blue, so I don't need to grab that. Yeah, I'll grab it anyway. So... Why does your opponent seem like they want to tap their Maze Mind Tome, draw, or something? I mean, if they do that, that's fine. Just shows me that they don't have the response. I don't know. They discarded a bunch of cards. there's a negate, so we know that they have it. We know they run negate. There's a Drano lock too, right? Yeah, there's a Drano lock, so we know that they have that. We know that they have the counter spell, so that's a something to keep in mind. They have the means of countering this. If they don't counter, they lose. Like they have to counter this. All right, opponents digging. They don't have. They might not have the counter spell in hand. They're drawing. Then we drawing. Then we milling. Our opponent for like infinite. Alright, so like again, I have no idea what this deck is trying to do. Just draw, kill some stuff. It's just Soul Tide control, and then they're playing Shark Typhoon as their win condition. Crawling Barons. Crawling Barons is a potential thing. The glass caskets are probably irrelevant. I can go down one Banishing Light. I could go up the Shark Typhoons. Go up the Mystical Disputes. Go up the Negates. Go up a Elspeth. Go up a Jace. We can go down one Skyclave Apparition. Probably go down two Shatter the Sky. Go down one Elspeth Conquers Death. I don't think our opponent's playing creatures. I didn't see any creatures, so I might not even need the Shatter, but you know what? I'll go down to one Shatter the Sky. I'll take a risk. See how we do. And then I'll go down one Bloodchief's Thirst, because we're not even sure if they even have creatures. Besides the Shark Typhoons, which if that's the case, they're not gonna be flooding the battlefield with Shark Typhoon creature tokens. Like, we're not gonna see it constantly, so we'll have time to set up for it. I don't think we need to worry about the board wipes for that. We can just do 1-for-1 interactions. This hand is okay. A little slow. I mean, having a turn 2 negate, turn 3 for us or whatever. But I mean, it's not terrible. Omen of the Suns, fine. Elspeth Conquers Death will be able to deal with some stuff. So we'll start off with the Castle Ardenvale. Didn't draw into a third land. Will we be punished? Find out. Never punished. Never punished, everybody. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Never punished. Check the chat. Happy Hollow Stream. Ooh, I don't know if anybody heard that, but that felt amazing. So we're going to play the Temple of Silence. Skyclave Apparition's not bad. We have a land. Follow up with, too. I'm actually going to put that to the bottom, though, because we can start drawing into the 5th land, play the ECDs. I want to hold up Omen of the Sun and the Negate. This for double blue. Now I can hold up the Negate and the Omen of the Sea, so we're not in bad shape. We're going to summon a Hellion. Alright, so there's a Shark Typhoon. Which is cool. That's their whole win condition. It's a Shark Typhoon. You probably play like Ashiok too, honestly. Okay, we'll take the 2, that's fine. Care. Take the 2. Our turn. So play the Omen of the Sea. Try to draw some cards. Really? You really want to negate that? I mean, I guess I have to, right? Like, I need to find some lands. And if our opponent really wants to counter our counter spell, yeah, by all means. Opponent's very far away. Put that to the bottom. We do want the land though. Alright, so that's another land that we can play. Yeah, we'll play that. Scry. Yep. We'll take that. Now we have 3 omens to sit on, start setting up. And then our Urian is just going to get us insane amounts of value with it. Insane amounts of value. I like how the stream is like, we recommend that you use the bitrate of this. And I can't control the bitrate of this. So we'll do 4,000. Apply, hit OK. Does that fix anything? I mean, I guess that fixes it. I don't know. Hell. Take the 2. Not really too worried about. We'll Omen of the Sea. Gain ourselves a 2 life. Make some dudes. And that's fine, man. Like, you want to just keep countering my stuff. That's cool. You want to counter that too? Hmm. That doesn't hit it. It's non-token permanent, right? Yep. That's fine. That's my fault. Whatever. Like, I hold up the Omen of the Sun still. Use my tome for our opponent. So, I really don't know, like, what else we have to worry about with this deck besides the Shark. We're just countering everything we want to play. That resolves. Cool, cool. Seagate Restoration, huh? Opponent can make a Shark. Can make a 2/2 Shark. Right, so they don't have that. You don't need to play the Elspeth Conqueror's Death. It's not going to do anything. Play the Seagate Restoration. Play that tapped. Just pass it up. We're gonna make a few more 1/1s at the end step. depending on what our opponent does. We're just gonna go down the beat down plan, I guess. One more land and we can buy and play Urian. Response to it being my turn, I'll play Omen of the Sun. I mean, our opponent is countering like the most ridiculous stuff. Like Omen of the Sea is not a card worth countering, really. Or Omen of the Sun. Omen of the Sea is. I did try to counter that earlier. There it is. Sure, we'll pay it. You want to counter it again? I mean, this is fine. They're just like burning through all of their counter spells. It's super hilarious. One more untapped land would have been sweet, but we will take this. And we're just gonna start getting in for some more damage. Why couldn't I go against this guy in the event? I had a much better chance. So, I mean, the event was a lot of fun. I probably should have stuck with best of 3. In hindsight, I didn't think about it. Nor did I really prep very well for the event, which really kind of sucks because I was looking forward to it. Like competing for $2,000 is a lot of money, and I could really use it. Put a lot of money down into setting this up, into recording and streaming and stuff. So, really hoping that it pans out in the future. There'll be more events though to compete for $2,000, and I'm sure that, you know, by the time the next time comes, I'll have the means to compete again and excuse me, try to compete with something a little bit better. Excuse me. Got the hiccups from drinking a little bit. Was this all my end step? This is all still on my turn. Okay. I pretty much don't care what our opponent does at this point. I'm almost positive we just have this game. Might be a little cocky to think that, but pretty good chance that we got the game. We have the 3 to pay if they want to mystical dispute it. If they negate it, sure. Okay. So we'll go ahead and sacrifice this Omen of the Sun. Try to find us some cards. Can't counter that, my friend. Don't need either of you. Keep these omens. Banishing Light's not bad. Buy the Urian. And we'll go to Banishing Light. Gain the 4. Does it resolve opponent? Sure does. We're gonna Banishing Light for 2/2. Get in for 2. Put him down to 12. Pass it up. Keep our Urian up for all this value. This Banishing Light, exile a token. Token doesn't come back. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. Now we can just get another effect off of that, making Banishing Light insane. And we also have 2 ECDs in our hand that our opponent is aware of, but they are there, which means that it makes it hard for our opponent to play into them. Pretty much have our opponent up against the wall right now, no matter what they do. I think we have a good shot at controlling the board here. And a Brazen Borrower is not terrible. Bounce one of our tokens. There's nothing from our opponent, so they're probably gonna have a counterspell, I guess. Play this for another blue. Why not? Now let's see what happens. I mean, if this resolves, that's gotta be game. It's gotta be game over, right? So our opponent doesn't have it. That's what that scry tells me. Scry both to the top. Go ahead and get both of these. Vanishing Light is irrelevant. We're just now hitting 60 cards. Dang. Opponent's already down to 39. So we'll get in for the one. Two more Omen of the Sea triggers. We'll take that. And we'll take that. So opponent wants to flash in the Brazen Borrower, we'll counter it. We don't have a blocker. Can't counter the Ashiok, which is a bummer. We bounce our Urian, which is fine. We'll just exile a ECD. Opponent passes it up. I'll be right back. Ooh. Sorry about that. Really had to go to the bathroom. I mean, we'll play our Birth. Carpet Plains. We'll just ECD the Ashiok. Or not. It's fine. We'll attack the Ashiok down to 1. And they can make a blocker, which is whatever. Like, I don't really care. I knew our opponent was probably holding up a counterspell, which is why I didn't play the Urian. Now I have 2 counterspells to hold up Well, realistically, just the one. Probably just gives up. They've seen enough. If only these games could have played out this way in the event. Seriously. Would have been so much better. But whatever. That's how it be. That is how it be. Alright, so I think that's gonna be it for today. Thanks everyone who stopped in to watch the stream. Sorry that the quality was a little rough and that the gameplay was also pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. I had a few beers. It's just kind of just an unwinding day. So anyway, thanks again. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I will be playing a new deck. Not sure what yet, but stay tuned. It'll be exciting and I'm sure you'll like it. And please consider leaving the like and the comment and all that good stuff down below once this video is finally posted. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.